Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Here we go. We bring you this special radio broadcast.
It's starting.
I'm sure a lot of people think this is just some radio shtick.
Let's talk to these people.
Let's talk about culture.
It's a primitive culture.
Let's talk about what's best in life.
What is best in life? Crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and hear the lamentation of their women.
Talk about crushing your enemies.
This time, it's for real.
Let's talk party politics. But don't expect the same old kind of talk radio show.
But a new wind was about to blow.
On this show, you get the high-flying conservative columnist from National Review Online, Jim Garrity, and the wit and wisdom and experience of broadcast veteran Mickey White. So let's get to it. This is the Jim and Mickey Show.
Welcome to the Jim and Mickey Show. Brought to you by John Facenda Voiceovers Incorporated. At John Facenda Voiceovers Incorporated, we can make anything sound really important, even a mattress tag. Under penalty of law, this tag not to be removed except by the consumer. All new material consisting of 100% polylactide fiber. Certification is made by the manufacturer that the materials in this article are described in accordance with law. I am Jim Garrity, joined by Mickey White, and welcome to episode 22 of the Jim and Mickey Show, our special Super Bowl week edition. We really wish we were broadcasting this live from Arizona, but instead we're from the frigid mid-Atlantic. But we're looking forward to the weekend, Mickey, and I hope you're cheery, even though the game doesn't feature Steelers or Jets.
You know, again, the Jets being in there would not make me happy, Jim. That would make you happy. But yes, even without the Steelers, I plan on celebrating, what I consider one of the greatest high holy holidays, Super Bowl Sunday.
I was going to say, I think in a previous edition discussing Christmas, I had described Super Bowl Sunday as the bar food Thanksgiving.
Yes, you did.
I would argue Super Bowl Sunday ranks among the best holidays of the year. It is secular. Obviously for some people, as you said, it's quasi-religious. If you're just playing, it's a really big deal. But for most of us, it is a time to get together with friends. There's plenty of good food. You really don't have to talk to people that much.
You can if you want, but you're not forced into it.
And everyone's got for 1 week, people are talking about, do you think this guy's going to win? Do you think that guy's going to win? We exhaustively examined Tom Brady's balls in last show. We don't need to do that anymore.
Balls of Fury.
Are you sure?
But I think it says something, one, about the unique nature of the NFL, that this has become one of our truly unifying cultural moments. Mm-hmm. That it's the biggest TV audience of the year. It's the one thing where you kind of know that what everybody else is doing at that time, that they are sitting in front of their TV. It's usually miserable weather across half the country, and we're watching a game. And
it's an exceptionally communal experience and brings all of America together in a way that little to nothing else does anymore. Mm-hmm. And so maybe that's why, we know that football has overtaken baseball, and there's a reason for it. It's because baseball is very diluted. And football, right now, I remember Sunday night, people were talking about the Pro Bowl and whatnot, and it was one of those, bittersweet things because you don't really want to watch the Pro Bowl because it usually sucks.
Yes.
But at the same time, it's one of the last real football games you're going to see for another, 9 months, and that's hard to wrap one's mind around if you're a real football fan.
Yeah, for 30 fan bases, this is the last chance you get to see anybody wearing one of your helmets until preseason. So I'm like, oh, look, there's the Jets. There's Nick Mangold blocking. Yeah, you block him, and
oh, that's right. You guys did have one in there.
We had two of them. Anyway, so I will make two observations. One being the difference between the Super Bowl and most of the other professional sports, if not necessarily collegiate sports, is that NBA Finals, it's best of 7. World Series, best of 7. Stanley Cup, best of 7. The Super Bowl, among pro sports, is the only one where you win or you go home. There is
Our playoff system, is set up that way. Outside of March Madness. Isn't that winning girl?
Yeah, that's collegiate. But
okay.
I think that sense of...
That's the only time I watched that type of basketball anyway, but yes.
in other sports, you might get that Game 7 circumstance in which, it all comes down to like that. That's a natural dramatic circumstance there. And I just think that, best of 7 series doesn't do that. Now, people have observed that the advantage of the best of 7 series is that the better team is more likely to win.
Yeah, that's all well and good, but I tend to be more of the winner go home. I think it's a winner go home situation because and suffering from a winner go home loss this year in the first round to a team that I think that under different circumstances we probably could have won that game against the Ravens. However, seeing as how we had just beat them a few weeks earlier. However, the circumstances were what they were, and that's why they always say any given Sunday. I mean, and that's really one of the beautiful things about football for the most part, and also one of the reasons why Brady's balls and all the things surrounding the Patriots was so frustrating to people because it's kind of that idea that football's above that.
Yeah.
To a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's about the game, and any given Sunday, anybody can win. And, while right now I think the Patriots are favored, I could be wrong by just a couple points. I still think that Seattle can win. And let's just face it, I'm hoping for it too.
If the balls are properly inflated, the Seahawks are 2-point favorites. If the PSI drops below 10.5, it switches to Patriots favored. So Mickey, what are you doing for the Super Bowl? Because everyone seems to have something that they plan that they do. This is
we do.
Annual.
Yeah, I do. We have traditions here in my little family, as I guess I will call it, my friends and family that I hang out with here and watch football with. If the Steelers are in the Super Bowl, we do not invite anyone over, nor do we have a party. It is just the same 5 to 6 people that watch every single Steelers game together, and it is a very quiet and normal football game for us. When the Steelers are not in the Super Bowl, however, we all get together and we'll have a party, and that's what we're doing this year. And we're going to get together. We usually start very early during the day, and I'm one of those people who I love to cook, and I will cook for an army even if an army isn't showing up. So Mr. Bias has over the years purchased me things that are actual catering materials. Wow. So I can cater an entire Super Bowl party between my sister and I. We basically cater a Super Bowl party for our friends and have a lot of traditional dishes, things that people ask for every year, because we try to dig up new and kind of fun things to put out there. And so we do a lot of that. And so I was even asking some of our followers and my followers on Twitter, my peeps, and what they do, and got some great recipes out of that as well. What do you do, Jim?
Well, I would say I will make an observation on my life, which is that generally Super Bowl Sunday is a little more enjoyable when you don't have small children. It is, as I said, it's a holiday.
Yes,
it's a holiday for all. Now, my boys are kind of getting into it. My older son has been asking, who's playing and stuff. But my kickoff usually starts around 6 o'clock. And so really not too far into the game, we end up close to the bedtime hour. I'm very lucky that usually Mrs. Campaign's spot will put them do the bedtime process so that I can continue watching the game on Super Bowl Sunday. And usually we'll go over a friend's house who also have kids the same age. So I believe our Super Bowl party had lightsabers last year. That was a very big element of it.
Well, since Darth Vader's in it this year, those lightsabers will be appropriate.
Is it the idea that Belichick in his hoodie resembles the Emperor? Is that the argument there?
Not just the look. I mean, come on now. You can also almost hear the music.
Yes, the footballs are deflated. All is proceeding as I have foreseen.
So I admittedly, I would prefer that they began kickoff a little bit earlier in the day. I do kind of feel like by the time, because you watch the Super Bowl, and by the time it ends, it's like 11 o'clock at night, and it just has become a particularly late night. You had proposed I think a very reasonable idea, Mickey, which is that Super Bowl Monday should be a national federal holiday.
Oh, absolutely, yes. I support the day after Super Bowl being a national federal holiday. And I can say this because now it used to be that, only religious holidays were national holidays, and a lot of those have been taken away. But this podcast is going to air on the Good Friday of Super Bowl. And so why should we not have Super Bowl Monday off? Now, everybody just go ahead and keep your hate letters. I'm making a joke about that. But here's the thing. If we have that Monday off, let's face it, it will just unify the country even more. And, with 2016 right around the corner, I don't think it's something that I would turn, kick somebody out of my ballot, so to speak, for eating crackers if they suggested they would push for the day after the Super Bowl as a national holiday.
I'm going to say the wedge issue of 2016. I think at the very least you make a point that the home cities of the winner and loser should have, if not,
it's just not fair to have to go to work the next day.
At least a late opening, okay? Because everybody is either drowning their sorrows or celebrating, and really enjoying themselves. I mean, look, it's already de facto a day off for those cities anyway. We might as well codify it, make it official, and all that stuff.
Absolutely, yeah, yes. And again, I think this is what hell. If they're going to go get involved with, whether or not Deflategate's an issue or whether or not, they're bringing in athletes all the time into the Senate for some reason because they apparently have nothing better to do. So why not have our 2016 candidate come out and say, you know what? In addition to my platform, I shall add the day after the Super Bowl is a national holiday. Boom.
There you go. I would actually spring that in the last debate, I would say.
Oh, excellent point. Just kind of like, bam. That would be that could be the October surprise.
There you go. There you go.
That would be awesome. Honestly, at that point, they win. That's it.
Now, a moment ago, you'd mentioned your famous catering. You're going all out, pulling out all the stops. What is going to be on your table, and what is the absolute necessity on Super Bowl Sunday if you're having people over to watch the game?
Well, I will tell you that it varies for us every year, and my sister and I make this usually as a joint decision, but it is thematic. So that all the food kind of goes together. You will never be at my house and not find hummus, cheese plates. Basically, if you looked at the snack bracket that the Today Show has put up, if you guys aren't familiar with this, it's a weekly voting they've been doing. I encourage you to check it out just for giggles. I'll put it up on our website, up on Facebook. That's facebook.com/Jim and Mickey Show. And what it has is people voting every week on the snacks that they're going to be using, and ultimately there will be a winner, an American snack bracket winner. And basically, if you take a look at that, plus some others that I might share later in the show that are kind of my specialties, but yes, you'll find quite a true plethora of food at any of my Super Bowl get-togethers. What about you? Anything that has to be there?
Well, I'm looking over that snack bracket over from the Today Show, and I'm acknowledging that there are a couple that are, I would argue, are kind of overrated, and I'm glad they're knocked out in the first round. Onion dip. Anybody really, really like onion dip? I mean, it's there. If you have enough rippled potato chips, it's an okay, except, that's really your starter. That's I'm holding it out. Party mix, I would argue, is actually kind of overrated. The mix itself does not make the,
I guess the one that surprises me the most is the buffalo chicken dip.
Yeah.
Because I don't like that. And I know I'm about to get a lot of hate. I've already gotten hate for saying this out loud and to people online before. But I don't like buffalo chicken dip, and it seems to be doing very well.
I was going to say, there's that coupled with the fact that wings are in the Final Four. In fact, wings beat out the buffalo chicken dip. And what I would clearly have argued.
Better.
No, this is between wings, party mix, buffalo chicken dip, and onion dip. That is the weakest bracket there. Because my argument is, if I want, like chicken wings,
you want to be in that bracket.
Yeah, because chicken wings, honestly, there's no point in trying to eat them if you're hungry. It's like someone took
here's one of my favorite foods.
It's like somebody has a perfectly good piece of chicken and they stick a bone right in the middle of it. If I want,
you are breaking my heart, Jim Garrity. I'm
sorry
that you have the opportunity to fix this in the next segment.
Give me chicken
as we move into
chicken fingers, chicken nuggets. I'll take any of those over somebody sticking a bone right in the middle of a perfectly good piece of chicken.
You make me so sad right now because everybody knows that boneless chicken wings are nothing but chicken nuggets. And so, again, I do hope that you'll be able to make it up to me in the next segment where we're going to be talking about Super Bowl commercials, the things that everyone's really looking forward to, both some of the past favorites, some of the past flops, and what we should expect this year. I'm Mickey White, he's Jim Garrity, and we'll be right back.
Balls of Fury.
Keep it here on the Jim and Mickey Show.
It certainly is a big bun.
It's a very big bun.
Big fluffy bun.
It's a very big fluffy bun.
Where's the beef?
Some hamburger places give you a lot less beef on a lot of bun.
Where's the beef?
At Wendy's, we serve a hamburger we modestly call a single. And Wendy's single has more beef than the Whopper or Big Mac. At Wendy's, you get more beef and less bun.
Hey!